People who don't like germs called germaphobe.
Yeah. Raceophobes. Is that where you're going?
No. Mixophobe.
Mixophobia?
Mixed couple phobia.
Maybe you just invented something.
Maybe. Oh, boo, boo, boo.
Guess who's back? Back again. You know that song? I feel like a big old grandma with my blanket, sweatshirt.
Well, we're back again. We're getting lazy a little bit with this thing. We try to record a video and try to put a video out on Sundays, but sometimes we got more stuff.
It's been pretty crazy in our life, though.
Sometimes we got more stuff going on than just making these videos. But anyway, today we're going to talk about what was it? Why did we keep pushing forward and making it work, like a relationship with your family, and try to be present, try to be part of things when clearly we know that they didn't like me and didn't want me or us there. But why did we keep pushing and trying to make something out of it?
Okay. So, for me, the reason I wanted to continue, I guess, to pursue a relationship, is that what you're saying? Pursue a relationship with my family, despite the hate and stuff that we got.
Yeah.
And just to clarify, I feel like we say this every time, but just to clarify, when we talk about my family, like when we say my family or her family or whatever, we're talking about my mom, my brother, my sister, and my dad in parts of it. But, because he's passed away. But, so for me, I wanted to continue to try to, pursue a relationship with them, just because here in the South, I mean, it's very cultural that family is supposed to be the glue to someone. Family is one of your core values as a person here. And so I kept thinking, oh, it'll get better. They'll see Mark in a different light. They'll see our relationship. They'll see all of the great qualities that Mark has. And so I just wanted to continue, to be around them, to show them. And too, I was accused of having changed so much, all because of Mark, which I did change. That is an accurate statement, but hello, that's the purpose of life, right? To change, not to stay the same person that you are all the time. So I did change. I changed when I moved to Nashville. I went from a small town to a big city. I changed when I got into a relationship. I changed when I bought our condo, whatever. I changed when, I went to grad school and got a different perspective. There are so many changes along the way. And so I just thought, they'll see that I might have a different perspective of things, and I might not be the same high school, middle school Mary Glenn, but my core values are the same. And so, I mean, for years, we continue to pursue a relationship with them, or try to.
Well, for me, and for my part, it was easier, because mine was very short lived, because I didn't interact with him at all until your dad passed away, because I've only met your mom, and then but I tried to never stop you from seeing them or from doing anything, because I believe you are your own person. You do what you want to do. Yes, you are in a relationship, but at the same time, you are your own identity. You are that person, and you come from that family. So I was You do you. You want to go see them, you go see them. You don't want to go, you don't want to go. But I highly support that you see them because, like I always said, like these people are your family. You can't change anything about that, right? You can change who you married with. You can change who you live with. But family, you cannot change it. It's just not changeable. And that's the reason why I always like push and be like, yo, you go see these people. You do whatever you need to do. And when your dad passed away and they invited me and things, I wanted to be there, although I could feel like I wasn't welcome, But I always want to be there because I wanted you to know that I will be there, just so you could be there and feel comfortable that you can be around your family and stuff. And then we have Spencer, and I always make
That was a whole nother layer.
the whole other thing that I wanted him to know his grandparents, his aunt, his uncle, his. So I keep pushing just because I wanted him to figure that out, right? More or less, like I didn't care for them to like me. Like I don't need them to like me. Like they don't need to like me. They don't need to approve of me. But at least what I thought would have happened is that they would have loved you enough to say, you know what? We'll support you with this guy. We don't care about this guy. Like F him. Like we don't care about him. Spencer, we're gonna support Spencer. If something happened, we're gonna be there for Spencer. If you need our help, we're gonna support Spencer. We just don't care about Mark. That would have made more sense to me, and that's the reason why I keep pushing to make sure that they know, like, yo, these people, these two are your family. Like you and Spencer, well, maybe not Spencer. You are their family. All they had to do is love you. They don't need to like me. That's the reason why I keep pushing a little bit to just be there and be present and stuff like that. As long as they want me there, I'd be there. As long as they invite me there, I'd be there. But I didn't need them to like me. So the one reason why I keep pushing was, one, because I wanted you to be there with your family and as much as you want to be, as much as possible. And at the same time, I wanted Spencer, when we had Spencer, I wanted Spencer to know his grandparents. Like, for example, when we bought this house, I went and print two sets of pictures, a picture of your mom and your dad and a picture of my mom and my dad. And still today, we still have that picture of your mom and your dad right there on the wall. I just don't want to show it and show people's face. But,
yeah, no exposure.
And still today, like, I'm fine with that picture in the house because I put it there, right? And every time, and funny enough, also that picture keep me grounded because I get to look at someone's face who said, if I ever meet this guy, I would shoot him, right?
Yeah.
And I keep myself in that connection to where I know, like, it is what it is, right? But I want Spencer to know, like, these people are my family. They are part of my family. They are who I'm from. They got a connection to me, right? Although they might not see him that way because somehow they don't like me because I'm black and he's part black. So what's the point? And that's the reason why I pushed for us to be around them and stuff, like, and not because I needed them to like me. I mean, I don't need them to like me, but I just wanted to get to a point where they realize, you know what, he's gonna be fine if we just cared for Mary Glenn and don't give two crap about him. I would have been fine with it. I would have liked it better if they were like, we don't want him around our house, but we love you unconditionally. If he ever do something to you, we will destroy him. We will do this, we will do that, in a sense of protecting you, right? But it never come across that way. It always come across like, we don't care about him, so you stay away with him. And that was always like, really?
Yeah.
And so that, for me, it was just trying to be present and push for that. And still today, like, I mean, still today, if you prefer to be with them or if you prefer to be around them, I can't do anything about that. That's your family. Like, if that's what you believe in your heart that works for you, you do you. I can't change that. Like, and that's the reason why I push so much to be around them. And that's why if there's hurricane, I'm like, have you check on your sister? Is she okay?
Not
Is she able to
hurricane.
How do you call it?
Tornado.
Tornado. What's the difference, hurricane and tornado?
Well, a hurricane is on the coast and a tornado is on land. I mean, like.
Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, so that's the reason why. I mean, if we have bad weather, I just like, yo, have you messaged your sister? Have you this? Have you that? And like you check on her. That's what you need to do because these people are your family. I don't have to check on them. They're not my family. But you, they're your family. You need to check on them. If they need my help, I will do anything for them because they're your family. They're not my family. I could care less, right? But at the same time, it's just like to have the mindset of like, oh yeah, I'll do anything for these people. And the reason I would do anything for them is not because I care about them, but it's because I care about you, and you are part of them. That it might not make sense,
No,
but
that
that's what
makes
I'm,
sense.
So yeah, it had nothing to do with like no, but that's, I mean, I wanted you to check on them, and every single time I said, do you want me to go pick her up, I mean it, right? Because I would do it because I know, like, okay, I know she's fine, she's right here, because I don't want you to be worrying about her going through a tornado or going through this or going through that. So for me, it's a lot of like logical thinking, more of like caring, right? It's a caring in a sense, but it's not direct.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
yeah, so that's what I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah.
So I guess for me, like that is the reason why I wanted to pursue a relationship with them despite all of the just crap. Is like I wanted my family to be part of Spencer's life, and I wanted, like, I don't know, I just here recently, like, I don't know why I've noticed more, but like how grandparents like just step in. And when I think about my grandmother, like I was with her so much, but I've never even been able to like conceive the thought for Spencer. Like, okay, for example, you were supposed to have drill on your calendar. You were supposed to have drill on the 9th, April 9th. And I had gotten this professional development opportunity for that same Saturday. And at first, I wanted to double check our calendars, because if you don't have them, then I have to have them, So I wanted to make sure that like that was okay. But when I realized the days overlapped, like in my mind, I was like, crap, who can I reach out to? Because I have to have these professional development opportunity or like hours to be recertified as a teacher by August. But like, who am I going to reach out to? And like, I don't know, that it just hit me really hard.
But anyway,
Yeah.
so that's one reason why I keep pushing forward, because I wanted Spencer to know his family, and I wanted him to know the love of having an aunt, having an uncle, having a cousin, having and that. And it's just like every time I watch it, and it's like, yeah, there's no point on having them around that. Like,
And honestly, like, I see it two ways. Like, it's both fortunate and unfortunate. Like, fortunate that we have friends and family, like, my cousins, and your family is like so sweet to Spencer. And what stinks is like they're, in Haiti.
yeah, they're so far
across
away
the ocean.
and stuff. But yeah.
But they're always like talking to him, asking about him, like,
Oh yeah,
all
get me
of this
pissed off.
stuff.
Like my dad, growing up in Haiti, parents do not tell their kids, "Oh, I love you," whatever. We do not do that. Okay, and we're learning that now. I'm learning that now, like to let your kids know that you love them and stuff like that. So I tell Spencer I love him all the time. Like he'll walk and I'll be like, Spencer, what? I love you, and he'll say I love you back. So I've started to tell my dad I love him. And every time I tell my dad I love you, you go, Every single time I say, hey dad, I love you, you go, But then he'll talk to Spencer and he'll tell Spencer, I love you, Spency. And I'm like, it's just like, that's the difference. I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's weird, but that was a side note.
But I just think about like close friends that we have, and like people that are in that role that, you know, like, I think about my friend Sarah. Like, I could pick up the phone and be like, Sarah, you know, this has happened, I need you. And she would be there, like, in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
It stinks. It's unfortunate because
I need to find me somebody like that in Nashville.
she has a boyfriend, Jay.
Oh. I need to find me somebody like that in Nashville.
She has a boyfriend, Jay.
You know, the man is busy. That's not how it works. That's not how it works.
But, you know, we're fortunate in that aspect that we have people and he has people in his life, but it is also unfortunate. I guess, long story short.
These are the reason why we try to push through when we know, like, okay, this is not gonna work. Stop trying, stop forcing it. But I wanted to force it and push it because I wanted you to connect with your family. Because no matter what, yes, I'm your husband, but no matter what, your family will always be your family. And that's been the reason why I push so hard for you to be close to your family and you to be, and that's why I'm like, that's why I didn't put everyone in the same bag and be like, oh, that person said he will shoot me if he see me, all of them the same. I didn't say that. I took your grandfather to your father's grave.
Yeah, that was surreal.
I took your grandfather to your father's grave.
Yeah.
Like the day
he passed,
the anniversary of his passing, I drove him to the cemetery to his
that
grave.
Was Spencer's first cemetery experience.
Yeah, and me, Spencer, I drove him to the cemetery.
Yeah.
And you would have think like your mom, she's not married to you. You would have think she would come and be like, "Hey, Papa, I know today's the day don't pass. Do you want to go to the cemetery with me and stuff like that?" So that's why I know I'm not the problem because I like duh.
Yeah.
Like you should have done that. But anyway. That's your family stuff. I stay out of it, and I'll let you all figure it out. But these are the reason why I wanted to push forward to make sure you stay connected with your family, good or bad. Like every family have bad.
I agree.
Good or bad,
yes.
But you stay connected with your family and respect your family, and you stay part of your family. And I did not want to be in the middle of it, right? I was already in the middle of it, right? But I'm level-headed enough to know like. I need to make sure that you have a relationship with them, and I need to make sure that Spencer have a relationship with them if they want it. But clearly they don't want or care about them, so that's why I'm like I'm fine with like, you know what? No, no. I don't want to let my son. It will be easier for me to tell him, oh, if he asks me like, Dad, why is so and so different with me? Like if it's a stranger, I can clearly tell him like, yo, listen, man, there's this thing called racism. These people just don't like you because of this. It'll be way easier for me to explain that to him for a stranger than for me to explain to him like, why did my grandma treat this grandkid different than she treat me? That would be hard for me to explain to him, and that's why I'm comfortable with not letting them see Spencer or with not letting Spencer around it, because I'm like, you know what, I've seen enough. I don't think Spencer need to be around people who don't like him because he's part black. Or who don't want to interact with him because his dad is black and they don't like his dad, right? So I think that's why I made the decision at that time, and I still believe like he need to know who they are. That's why he left their picture on the wall. Yeah. And he need to ask questions about it. He need to know about them. But ain't no time in my life that I would ever tell him anything bad about them. Yeah, when he grow up, when he become older, he's understanding more, and he'll be like, oh wow. This happened, yeah, but they're still your grandparents. They're still your aunt. They're still your uncle. Like that's what you need to know. So that's the difference, you know. So yeah, that's the reason why I personally push forward.
Yeah. Well, our camera is about to die again.
Oh well, but yeah.
I think that's our cue to.
Yeah.
Anyway, but things have been.
Thanks you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget.
This is Hard Truth and Hurtful Reality. Anyway, that was a good note, actually.
Yeah, that was good, babe.
America Got Talent.
Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on your notifications.
Share the video too.
Don't miss an episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, share that thing too. Comment, share, engage, interact.
And We're
Do
trying
all
to bring
things.
we're trying to bring awareness to the mixed couple racism. Is that a thing? That's funny.
Yep. It's
Mixed-
called intercultural. No.
How did it-
Interracial racism.
No, people who don't like germs called germophobe.
Yeah. Raceophobes. Is that where you're going?
No,
with this?
mixophobe.
Mixophobia.
Mixed couple phobia.
Maybe you just invented something.
Maybe.